these diversion type programs to keep people out of jail and prison. And Tanya, Vince just wondered, though, if there's any exclusions, like, for instance, if it's a violent felony and this person is mentally incapacitated, or a veteran, for instance, would that make that person ineligible for the program? And should they just go regular course of action and, hire somebody like Tiana from the Hawk Law Group, et cetera?
Well, there are different eligibility requirements. It's a little bit different because with drug court, you cannot have any violence in your background, and you are legally screened by the DA's office for that, and you can't go forward if you have violent felonies. Veterans court and mental health court is post-plea, but and it's not quite as solidified, but it's basically if you have a probation recommendation. But I believe that you can still have the opportunity to go before the judge, even if you don't have a probation recommendation, and ask that they be screened for mental health court and for veterans court to see if that's a more appropriate solution. Because the reality is with the veterans and with the mental health, sometimes the crimes are violent, and that's why it's a little bit different. But again, the violence comes from with veterans. They served our country and were put into violent positions, and then they are called to come back here in a different environment, and still you can't just leave everywhere you've been all those years at the table. So that's the difference there. So I think that, if you have really violent charges, our criminal justice system says that, you should go to prison, but I think that you have to fight for them to get the treatment rather than prison. And you need to talk to the DA's office, and see if you can get a probation recommendation. If you can't get a probation recommendation, then you need to go to the judge with the records in hand, show where they've been diagnosed, show where they haven't been on their meds or on treatment when the incident occurred, and then advocate. And if there is, if you get a no, that's okay. Our job as lawyers is to ask. It's their job to figure out what justice is in any given situation.